Welcome to Cumbria, where it's always cold, wet and windy. I'm going to be hiking and scrambling a small mountain, camping overnight solo, and exploring an abandoned mine. So if that sounds interesting, then join me. Let's get into it. So I've just realised that I've left my water in the ride that I got here. So now I've got no water and a long way to go. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to try and just push through and see if I can find a river or a stream to drink from. But hey, it is what it is. You got to work with what you got, I guess. Okay, so we finally set up, tents up, mats down, sleeping bags out. I had to stop recording because it got a little bit it got a little bit out of hand. The wind started to pick up a little bit, and I've never set this tent up before. My first time setting it up, so it was a little bit of it was not the best, so to say. But yeah, I'm not going to cook anything because it's dark and I'm tired and it's late. So I'm just going to get a bag of snacks here. We've got, well, all sorts in there. So I'll probably just dig into that tonight, then get some sleep, wake up early in the morning, cook something for breakfast, something nice, and then just start hiking again, finish the route, get some cool photos, videos, whatever, and then head back home. But yeah, time to eat. So, I know, I know this sounds and looks a bit odd, because you would think after hours of hiking and being starving, well, and thirsty and whatever, you'd think you'd want, like, you know, something. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm eating sweets. I'm eating something called fruit pastels. I don't know why. I just crave them. I think maybe I just need some sugar because I am absolutely knackered. I'm aware it's probably not the healthiest choice of snack or food, but man, I feel like I just need something to. I feel like I just need something to cheer me up. And we've also got some like Belvita, I think it's like milk and honey flavoured biscuits. Just a nice, light, easy food to take with you, and it's I don't know if it's good for you or not actually, to be honest, but it's light and it's nice. But also, I am aware that eating in your tent isn't the best idea, because obviously it does attract animals and whatnot. However, if you're watching from like the USA or another country where there are a lot of dangerous animals, I'm in the UK, so you know, we don't have any dangerous animals here, so really it's not a big deal to eat in your tent. The worst you'll get is it's like a fox or maybe I don't know, a rabbit, it's just some birds, something like that, so it's not too big a deal. They're good. They're good. Yeah, I like them. Oh, it feels so good to eat after a long hike. I keep thinking I'm hearing footsteps, but it's just a tent flapping about. I don't know why. I always get like, I absolutely love camping and hiking and all of that. But for some reason, every time I stay out alone, I'm not like always scared, but I always like overthink little sounds and stuff like that. I don't know why. I think it's just a natural thing. I don't know. And we've also got some salted peanuts. Another decent snack for camping and hiking. So I think I'll dig into these a bit. Then probably should go to bed. Okay, so I've eaten and I'm tired. So I'm going to bed. Get some sleep. And hopefully feel refreshed tomorrow. Ready for a big hike. So yeah. Night. Good morning. I'm so tired. It's about 3 a.m. or something like that. I just kind of woke up because it got a little bit windy, but then I'm not really tired enough to go to sleep, so I'll probably just get up a bit early, make some breakfast, and hopefully catch a sunrise if the visibility is good enough. So yeah, let's go. Tell you what, this is absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful that the weather has stayed calm. I sat here at the back of a tent, making hot chocolate, making some breakfast. Beautiful sunrise over there, you can see. And it's, man, if you've never done wild camping before, you've got to, just trust me. Okay, so we just finished washing our dishes in the river and my hands are absolutely freezing. Unfortunately, while I was washing my cooking pot, the river I lost grip and the river took it away, which is not ideal in many ways, but it is what it is. Learn a lesson not to wash your pots in a very fast flowing river, because it almost took me with it as well. But anyway, let's get packed up and let's get going. Okay, so packed everything up and got hit by a storm. It's raining and it's windy as hell. I've had to take shelter behind this rock to get out of the wind for a minute, and but yeah, I'll probably stop recording now, head back down, get out this wind, and then yeah, get back to some decent weather, hopefully. So yeah, let's go. So look at this, I've just dropped down into the valley, I've just been hiking. I saw this waterfall here and then I've just seen this old, by the looks of it, old abandoned mine. So look, waterfall's there, slate mine. Oh, I don't know if it's a slate mine, but there's some kind of abandoned mine down there by the looks of it. So I think maybe we'll head down there because it looks like a decent spot to find some shelter and take a short break before we carry on. But yeah, it'll be cool to check out anyway, so let's go. You know, one thing about hiking in the mountains in the UK that not many people really take into consideration is the fact that they are very deceiving and unpredictable. Many people read the altitude of these mountains, the elevation. For example, Ben Nevis is 1,345 meters, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the difference is, like, such as mountains in the Alps in France or whatever, yes, they are like 4,000 meters, some even more. However, they are, the land where they are, the land around them, is already very high. Whereas in the UK, we're already at sea level here. So the prominence of the mountains is the same as the altitude, which means that the weather is so unpredictable and can change so fast on the top of the mountains. And I'm not comparing these mountains at all to those in the Alps. Of course, there's mountains in the Alps that are far, far more dangerous and unpredictable than here. But one thing that many people don't really think about is the fact that the mountains here can also be very deceiving. And especially up in Scotland, they can be very technical as well. Granted, you're not going to get any altitude sickness or anything like that, but there are some very technical routes in the UK, and there are a lot of mountaineers that do train here in the winter. So if you ever come hiking in the UK in the mountains, you're not going to get altitude sickness, but just make sure to keep in mind that because the prominence of the mountains here are so high, just take care, keep that in mind, because the weather can change in an instant. But anyway, let's carry on and get to this mine. So we've made it to the mine. I'm going to see if I can take some shelter in there. Everything's boarded up by the looks of it, but it looks like there's places that I can take some shelter. And for some reason there's a porta potty here, even though it's not in use. Maybe they're just being kind to the hikers. Yeah, let's find some shelter. Unfortunately, the actual building itself is boarded up. There's no way to get in there. However, I have found a little piece of the old mine here, which looks like a decent spot to take shelter. I just hope that it's secure enough and doesn't cave in while I'm in there. But I'm assuming it's fine, so let's take shelter in there for 5 minutes. Oh, that feels so good to sit down. This is actually such a cool spot. Just a abandoned mine in the middle of the mountains, middle of nowhere. And I'm really glad that this little mine shaft opening is here so I can take some shelter. Anyway, fuel up a little bit. Some mountain goats, mountain sheep. They're looking at me like they want to kill me. Imagine one of them coming in here now and just absolutely ramming me. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so I actually had to move because that mountain goat that came with its little with its lamb, I think that must have been their shelter, because it was just not leaving. It was stood there, it was staring at me, and then it started I don't know what the word for it is, but when they start like puffing out of the nose and scraping the front leg on the floor like they're gonna charge at me. So I was like, right, I'm not gonna well, for one, I'm not gonna take the risk, and two, if it's their shelter, then I don't want to intrude, so I'll just go find somewhere else. So let's just have a look. Okay, so it turns out, by the looks of it, the entire building is just completely boarded up, and anywhere that there is shelter, it seems that there's just mountain goats and sheeps, there's just mountain goats and sheep hiding in there. So I don't want to disturb them. I'm just going to carry on heading back the way I was supposed to be heading, and if any more shelter pops up that's free, then I'll just tuck in there for a minute or two. But it is what it is. Let's just carry on. So we're coming up to the small village now, which marks the end of the journey. I think I'm going to try and find a small cafe that's open, if they have one here. Don't know, because it's quite a small town, but I'm going to try and find one, see if I can get a coffee before I head home, get something to eat. Then yeah, I'd say mission successful, if so. There it is, just there. Not far now. Oh, a big backpack. I can't get through there with my backpack. It's going to be the big gate. If I can get it open. There we go. And always close it behind you. We've made it back safe and sound. Time to go get some coffee. So we just made it back to the local town. Just went into the local cafe, ordered a coffee and a sandwich, and now I'm just waiting at the bus stop, waiting to go home. Sorry, it's a little bit noisy. But yeah, I would say mission successful. I enjoyed that. Good camp. Shout out to Jasper's coffee house or something. It's called something like that. It's really good actually. A bit expensive, but it was really good. So yeah, I'll try and get another video out soon. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.